Well, good day. I think today I'm going to take a little time and show you how to remove a factory safety from either a Pardner pump or a Remington shotgun and replace it with a jumbo tactical safety from S&J Hardware. So this happens to be a Pardner pump protector. First step you have to do is you have to remove the trigger group, and you do that by punching out both of these pins. I'm going to use a punch that measures 5/32, and I'm just going to use this and a non-marring hammer and just get them started. Just like this. And then I'm going to tip the gun a little bit, and then you can see these pins are exposed. I'm just going to try to wiggle them and pull them out. So I got the back one out and the front one's hanging up, but I got it out. Then I'm going to grab the trigger and just pull up and get it out of here. And this is the factory safety that's in here right now. And it just goes back and forth, but it's kind of small. Some of you may know I'm a left-handed strong side shooter, so activating this safety with my thumb of my left hand is very small. And for other people, anytime you're out in the cold wearing gloves, if you just want a little bit more sure activation, the S&J Hardware safety works great. Okay, so we have the trigger group out. I'm going to move this gun to the side. And then with the trigger group, there's a pin right above the safety. And I'll show it to you on both sides. And that has to be removed. It has to simply be pushed out. And while you're pushing out that pin, there's a hole that needs to be covered up with your thumb or a finger to prevent a spring from coming out. When you buy an S&J Hardware Remington safety, it does come with an extra spring and an extra ball bearing, because we know sometimes those things bounce out of there and you never see them again. So I'm going to push the safety pin out of the trigger group from the right side of the gun to the left. So I'm going to cover it with my thumb here. I'm going to use a different punch. This one is a 16th. And then I'm going to just hold it here and just get it started. You won't need to hammer this. And then as you can see, it kind of started to come out here on the other side. And then I'm going to just grab it and pull it the rest of the way out. So this is what the pin looks like. It's pretty small. And it is contoured at one end, which will certainly help you get it started again. Then I'm going to turn it upside down and give it a little tap, and out came the spring. This is the spring. I'm going to set that down, and I'm going to give it a little tap, and in this case the ball bearing is not coming out. There's a ball bearing in there. In this case it's not coming out of this trigger group, but I'm going to go ahead and just simply remove the safety. So this is the stock safety. This is the new safety from S&J Hardware. It has a nice shape to it, milled steel, good finish. So we're going to go ahead and place that in the trigger group right now. And then I'm going to press down on the ball bearing that's in here a little bit, just to make sure that's engaging the safety as it should. Okay, now we're going to put our spring back in here. And then we're going to grab that pin and we're going to identify the contoured end. And then that contoured end I'm going to start in the hole. And then the tricky part is you got to use a small punch to hold down that spring as you start the pin across, because the pin has to ride completely on the top of that spring. Completely. The spring has to be completely captive under that pin. Then we're going to push that the rest of the way across. Okay, and now we're going to try to activate the safety. It seems to operate smoothly. Now we're going to test it. Okay, so now the safety's on, and this is the hammer in the trigger group, so this shouldn't move when I pull the trigger. Okay, I'm pulling the trigger and the hammer is not moving. Now I'm going to take the safety off, and then I am going to pull the trigger, and then this hammer should move forward. Just like that. See how it moved forward? And I'll try it again. The safety's off, so the gun should fire. Then we're going to hit the trigger, and then see the hammer comes up. Okay? So that seems like a good installation. Just be careful with the small parts. Go slow and be patient. And then the only thing you have to do now is just put this back in the shotgun, whether it be a Pardner pump or an 870. It'll work great, and you'll just have a much nicer button to work with. I'm a strong sided left-handed shooter, and having a big button works out very good for me because I could just reach around the grip and activate that safety, flick that safety off with my thumb. So very, very nicely made piece here.